And we're back. I know it's crazy. The Duran show has been MIA for like 2 years now. It's been gone. And everybody keeps asking me why it's gone. It's gone because my brothers are pansies and they quit and they gave up. Went running like a little girl to Kill Team with the new edition. I can say this now because I guarantee he's not going to listen to it. But even if he does, I'm not scared of you, Matt. You can come find me. Marcus went and had another kid because apparently family is more important than SVG, which I don't get. So, anyways, he's been MIA, but he does plan on continue playing the game, but he's been busy with the second kid. But in the meantime, I've just been like, there is no Duran show. And then we have the biggest event on the West Coast coming up, Clash on the Coast. Eli, who is a part of this call, I'll have him introduce himself in a second, asked if anybody was going to do a podcast episode, and those other pansies that do another like famous podcast somewhere in Canada and BC. I don't know. I don't even know who they
Into the
are, but
East or something?
yeah, something like that. It's some lame name, and they think they're all hot shots, but they said they weren't going to do it. They're too good for that. So I kind of quickly threw it together. We grabbed Max, we grabbed Eli. We're going to go a little bit of a preview of Clash on the Coast because I'm super excited. This is my favorite event of the whole year. I'm really looking forward to it. I know you guys are. So we're going to break it down. Let's start with Max. Max, welcome to the show. I don't think you've ever been on a show before, have you? Right? Maybe
No, I don't
once.
think so.
Okay.
No, this is my first time. Happy
Perfect.
to
Well,
be
we're glad to
here.
have we're glad to have you. Why don't you talk us through this vision of this masterclass GT that you've put together for the last 4 years now, I believe.
Yeah, so this is the fourth year, biggest year yet. We had 80 players signed up for the GT. We're a little lower beyond that now that it drops, but 80 players for the GT, 44 for the doubles. So we're in really good shape. This event came as a dream years ago when I was just looking at all these other gaming systems that had these massive events. And I hear about the big Lord of the Rings events, Adepticon and Nova, and it's just not practical for everyone to be able to travel to every one of these. And I just went out on a limb and rented a huge hall one year. And our first year, we got 55 players, which was my goal for that year was 40. So that was outstanding. And then that was right about the time that I was starting my 3D printing company, MTM Printworks. And I realized at the time I could kind of use the company to support the event and make sure that it was a success. And every year, do that infrastructure, we've been able to build it. Up until now, it's a 3-day event. We have 3 separate events: the Masters, the GT, and the doubles across all 3 days. And it is my favorite part of the Middle East SVG calendar as well.
It is quite the event. And if anybody hasn't been there, most people have been to this event, but if anybody hasn't, it's such a great atmosphere, a great spot that you've picked out, super chill. I love all the players in the Northwest. It's been a great time. And one of those people that took the Northwest by storm last year, first year, was Eli. Eli, go ahead and introduce yourself, but I'll start out with Eli was not only the winner of the best newcomer last year, I think you dominated and also placed second in the league or something. What was your league score
I think
last
it was
year?
fifth or second. Or I'm sorry,
Second.
fifth or sixth. Not
Okay,
second.
but you took the league by storm, man. You'd like killed it, and we're like, who's this Eli guy? And I'm playing him in GTS, and he's whooping my ass left and right. And yeah, so anyways, now I got to have him on the show.
I remember the first time that I went to an event with Eli, and I had never met him before, and I watched him like dominate table after table. Like, holy crap! I never even heard of this guy before.
Yep, it's the same thing. Yep. So how did you start with SVG? How did you find it, and how are you enjoying it so far?
Hi, I'm Eli. I started probably like 17 years ago when it was my first tabletop game, but no one I knew actually played it. And so then I delved into 40K and played 40K for a while and moved off to the Midwest and Michigan. And then I came back and was going through all my boxes of old Lord of the Rings stuff and started talking to the local gamers here in Bellingham. And a couple of them said this game was still going on and there was a thriving community. And so I dove back into it. So I'm
Yeah.
glad to be back. I love this game.
Oh, same. I love it too. We're glad to have you, obviously, and we're also looking forward to this breakdown of uh, Clash on the Coast this year. It'll be Eli's second time, right? And also, because you took the league by storm last year, you're also playing in the Masters. So that'll be a unique perspective. We're both playing. Hopefully, we can represent Washington State, and we'll see what happens. But
We got a surprising number of people from Washington State this year.
yes, a fair amount actually. Yeah, I did. I was looking at it. I've got some. Obviously, we got the BC guys. We've got at least one Oregon guy, and one guy from Idaho too. He Charles came up and won the Bellingham event, or not? Well, he won the ticket because you and I already had a ticket, but he's also representing Idaho. So a lot of representation for the Masters. The
And
doubles, Matt.
Jake from California, right? Is that a full
Jake
six
doesn't
people?
matter. He's been doing this thing where he runs around the Europe and he's been taking it to him. Actually, we're very proud of Jake. It's been awesome because all I hear over the pond is how just so much better everybody is. And Jake's like, well, I want to kind of see. And apparently he's been doing very well. So very proud of Jake. So actually, Jake, you are welcome, even though you're a Californian. Still US though. Jake won the Masters last year too, so that's interesting. For doubles, Max, you said we had 38 teams. Is that correct? Or
So we've
players?
got 22 teams, so 44
22 teams.
players.
44 players. Perfect. So that's a good sized doubles event right there too. And that goes on at the
Yeah.
same time. And then obviously the GT, lots of players. I think you limited it at 80, but last time I talked to you, you said 78. Is that correct? Or are we
Yeah,
still
so
at
we're at
78?
78 players for the GT. And
Nice.
then I've got a whole breakdown of like where people are from. And we've got people from all over the US, all over Canada, which is the first. Because usually it's only been BC, Alberta, but we've got Manitoba, we've got Ontario as well. And then we've got Americans from all over, from California, Colorado, Idaho, so many from Washington, one from Texas. It's pretty awesome.
Nice. And any other ones other than those ones that you just listed, or
Do we have a
what's
Just
the
Florida?
what's
I think one more from Connecticut, but I think that's the other outline one.
oh that's Francis, right? Or Francisco, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, Francisco. Yes. Yes, he was out here last year. Very fun. All
Yeah.
right, and then what to go with all that data because we're going all in on the data for this episode. Eli made a nice little spreadsheet after Max supplied us all the lists and what's being brought, and Eli made a quick little spreadsheet with stats. And so I'm going to let Eli break that down for us since he's the one that makes it. He gets to take the credit.
Oh shucks, thanks. This is just for the GT. I've got the average model count, might bows. For an average model count, it's right about 30, 31 if we round up.
Oh, we should say how many points is the GT? It's 650 and it's 6 rounds. It's every pool but veto out from that pool. So it's each veto one and then 50-50 from the remaining two. But it's all 6 pools at 650 points. Okay, go ahead.
With a 3 model minimum.
With 3 model minimum. That's also a big deal. I'm glad you amended that.
Is it pools in random order, or is it pools 1 through 6 in order?
The pools are going to be in 1 through 6 order.
All right. Well, yeah, with a 3 model minimum, we've got an average model count of 30 and a max model count of 54. I think there was just one list that hit that 54 count, and only one list that hit the 3 as well.
Wow.
We've got 7.3 might with a max might of 17.
With the breaking of
And-
the fellowship being the one that has 17.
Mhm.
I think I saw
didn't-
Riders of Theoden in there too, right? How many might is the Riders of Theoden? Can't remember now.
Oh shoot! Actually, I gathered this wrong. It looks like Corsairs actually have 20 might.
What?
Oh, no, that's bows. That's bows. I'm a fool.
Okay. I was gonna say,
I was
We're
like,
getting our
Corsairs
stats mixed
broken. Corsairs
Oh,
are
yeah,
broken.
There's a second breaking of the fellowship with 14.
Okay.
One of the riders of Theoden has 10. There's another one with 11.
Okay. So
Yeah.
breaking of the
It's not-
fellowship by 17 by far.
Wolfpack of Angmar with 13 though.
very close.
Wolfpack has a lot of chieftains. That yeah, that's one of my sleeper lists that I'm terrified of that one.
Well, and that's Jim, and Jim, he pilots it very well.
Yes, he does.
Very well.
Yes, he does.
You know,
I'm
let's
contributing
see.
a lot to this overall might count, and I'm bringing a total of 4 might to my GT list. Just 2 captains, so I'm definitely up there somewhere. I'm surprised you didn't list me.
Not the least
So
amount of might.
What is the least
at the
amount
start
of
of
might?
this, oh, what is that?
I think there's a Shadows of Angmar and the Eagles both have 3 might.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Very interesting. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So I'll start it off. I am bringing, um, it's funny. I'll start off with my masters list. So I was going back and forth. I was kind of sure it was going to be Durin. So that meant the GT. I was like, okay, kind of pushing around what I wanted to play, but I kind of wanted to try. I wanted to do well at Clash this year. And then we did an event in Bellingham in September, and I got this model as a prize. It was Gandalf on cart, and I was kind of joking with everybody. And Eli was like, "No, that's pretty good." And I was like, "Really? I mean, it's just hobbits, you know. Like I don't even know hobbits that well. I've been playing this game a long time. I still can't keep track of all the characters." And he's like, "No, you should look into it." So I started looking into it, and I'm like, "It's pretty good." So then I started playing it, and it is. I'm not going to say busted because everybody who listened to this show know we hate the word busted, but it is very oppressive. That stupid cart plus Lobelia. And so then I was thinking, well, I can't play this for the GT because I'm going to play some new guy and make him quit the game forever. So I'll just play that for Masters. And in my thought process is like, well, I don't want to play a busted list, so I'll play a Balrog. So that was my expectation. So I'm playing a Balrog Depths of Moria for the GT, and I'm playing the Shire Gandalf on cart for my Masters. It's got Belrog, 2 captains, 7 prowlers, and the rest are all spear shields. I don't take any bows, except now with hobbits, but I don't take any bows with the Depths of Moria. And I am 44 models, I think, with 4 might.
Very good. Yeah, that Shire list, I had the opportunity to play it twice already. It is a tough nut to crack.
Yeah, it's sneaky. The throw stones and the flower pots really take a toll out of you.
I
The
mean, it's
flower pots
terrible.
especially.
Anybody listening to this and playing me in the Masters, it's terrible. Okay, it's just a meme list. Don't worry about it. Don't even bother reading about it.
Just
No, I think
charge it.
yeah, exactly. I think the stupidest thing about it, why I don't like love it, and I would be frustrated if I was playing against it, is it's a 2+, and there's nothing you can do again. It's no interactive. It's just 2+, this happens. 2+, this happens. And that's what gets annoying. Yeah, it's just a bunch of hobbits. You kill 20 some hobbits, but I'm still a lot of hobbits. Yeah, I've been having fun with it. We'll see what it does. Probably lose game 1 and it'll be out, so no big deal.
You have a
All
lot
right,
of
Eli.
shutdown with Lobelia and Gandalf, basically having
Yes.
2 casters essentially.
Yeah.
And
It's
Lobelia can't even
it's
be
gonna be fun.
resisted.
Yeah, it's got a lot of like little rules that don't seem like much, but when you add up like the 10, 12 special little rules that it has, it's like actually this adds up to quite a lot. So I'm excited for it. See what happens. I know I had to get Matt, who's down in Texas, because I couldn't find some of the Hobbit characters, and I know he has a Forge World store right next to him, and so they were sold out online. So I called Matt and like, need you to go to the Forge World store and get me models. And he's like, sure, no problem. And I said, I need these Hobbit characters. He goes, what on earth for? Because he couldn't believe it. I'm like, no, seriously, this is gonna be good. Don't worry about it. All right, Eli.
I was a little worried when you showed up with all those metal models. I thought you might have shanked someone or stolen a kidney.
I pretty much did. You know, I just basically, yeah, we won't get into that. But yeah, I might have been in hot water with my wife for a little bit.
For Masters, I decided to bring Ugluk Scouts. That's what I ran a lot last year, and I think I got like second at Toss, and I won a tournament out on Vancouver Island. And so I wanted to represent that, and so I brought Ugluk Scouts, which is nice because they've got even more buffed from last edition with good old Ugluk.
Yep.
It's Ugluk, an Uruk Scout captain, and 2 Orc captains, with 2 banners, 15 bows, I think 7 Urukai with shields, and then the rest are Orcs with spears. So just trying to get a bunch of bodies and a bunch of bows.
Nice. You had some interesting choices, and you said that it got buffed. Like it got really buffed. Because it used to have the animosity, and I kind of I'm one of those guys that's guilty of just kind of like glancing over it, like, oh yeah, not a big deal. But Ugluk now with the head taker also giving Urukai fearless and +1 to wound, uh, very very powerful, and it just punches like a truck. When Urukai are +2 to wound at strength 4, and yeah, it's just crazy punching power in that list, and also it's fast. Everybody knows it's fast, but it's just yeah, you don't even take the drum. You're just all captains with marches, and yeah, it's very very fast, very very aggressive,
Yeah,
very strong list.
there's no legacy for the Masters, so we couldn't take Mahur. So it
Yeah.
was
Mm.
just a lot of captains with a lot of march.
Mhm.
And the Urkai Scout Captain still can get up to a +3. He's got animosity, the +2 handed weapon, and
Oh.
the head tick, the meat's back on the menu.
And they're strength 5, right?
Yeah.
So that means you trap a Belrog, you've got 4 dice wounding a Belrog on 3s, if I'm not mistaken. Strength 5 on D9 needs 6s normally, and you get +3 to wound. It's wounding Belrogs on 3s with that captain.
Hey,
Yeah.
Richard, if I were you, I'd be listening right now. You're applauding.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
impressive.
I was shocked that he got I was excited that he got the fearless rule with the meats on the menu, but the +1 to wound on top of that is ridiculous.
Yeah,
So,
very, very strong. Yeah,
and
I think
he
you
also got
credit
a
it to
sneaky. Oh, sorry, he got a sneaky buff Ugluk as well with Ugluk Scouts, where you can start a campfire and give
Mhm.
everyone dominant 2, which doesn't come up a lot, but it can sneak up, especially on like hold ground.
Yeah, hold ground is very good. Any objective scenarios, because there's so many obviously dominants, but you just take a horde that's fast and you just place a bunch of dominant 2 guys on an objective. Very, very strong. Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of that list, and obviously you pilot it super well. What did you bring for the GT? Did you change it up, or are you going with old reliable?
No, I've pretty much only played Blackgate all year, so I brought Blackgate.
Yep, it's good
So
too.
yeah,
Old
I've
reliable. That
yeah.
meme, that meme that comes out. Old reliable is it's Blackgate. Most people,
It's
I don't. You know what's surprising is obviously I played against your Blackgate because you play it a lot. I don't see it showing up at a lot of events around the world. Like I just don't see it that much. I don't know if it's getting slept on or what, but that army is very powerful to me because you've got the Troll Chieftain that's fearless, obviously. But the big thing is that Temptations
yeah.
thing, and it just crushes me every time I play against it.
I
And he's the
think
only one with it at this event, too.
yeah.
It's just the only Black Gate.
I don't think it had great performances at Adepticon. I think that's the one. I just don't think it's had great performances, but
Hmm.
I also think it's a very snowbally list. So if
Hmm.
if it's winning and it wins its matchups, then it can bully people and then win all out. But if it starts to struggle, or I mean the chieftains are kind of with a banner, they're 4 dice, just like a Balrog. So they're kind of just mini Balrogs.
Hmm.
So it's just a roll of the dice. If you're hot, they're hot.
Yeah, fair. The supporting cast on those are good because you also get animosity in that list with Morannons. So strength
Yes.
4 +1 to wound orcs. I mean, like you got too many little Belrogs. In this list, you only took one chieftain though, right? Is that correct? So you got chieftain, mouth, and a shaman.
Yep. Yeah. The chieftain, the mouth mounted, and a shaman, and then 35 Brandon orcs.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, so
38 models in total.
yeah, that's very impressive. So that's the big thing for me. It's like, yeah, Balrogs running around, goblins with the banner. That's always good, but they still lack the killing power for the most part. But you throw mini Balrog around, a caster, supporter from the mouth, and then you've got all these Morannons with +1 to wound running around. It gets it like you said. I could see how it snowballs, and it's like a nightmare matchup for dwarves.
I think it gets a little bit better at higher points. Like I think it's really good at low points when you've just got the shaman or the mouth and the beefy chiefy. But at these kind of middle points, before you can add a second chieftain troll, I feel like it can kind of struggle a little bit with killing power. Because once you've got those
Okay.
2 monsters that can hurl and barge and really mess with each other's combats, I think that's when it's at its peak, which is probably
Interesting.
around 750 to 800.
Okay. And that's what you need to get the second chief. That all makes a lot of sense to me. 2 monsters especially Fight 8 monsters in this edition, it's nearly impossible to deal with unless you've got Fornost. That's pretty much the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. It's even what's
Or
scary is like,
dragon.
or Dragon, I guess, but you got the Fate to kind of tank a little bit. What's scary is like, I played one time against it with my Belrog, and I'm like, oh, Belrog, I'll just pick on one chieftain at a time. And then you did your intelligence checks, and a Belrog's only intelligence 5 with no might. And I spent 2 turns, my Belrog running 8 inches backwards or wherever. And yeah, that's another. So you got like multiple casting abilities, like a better compel. It's got some nice tricks to it.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
Temptation of Sauron is mean.
It's very good. Did you? Oh, let's get a live rules inquiry right now, since we've got the
Oh
the
no.
GT
Ah,
guy right
ambush.
here. Eli, I don't know if he asked you already, but I am curious. Did Eli ask you what his question with that Temptations was? Has he?
I have not.
Have you?
Nope.
Okay, no.
Let's get a rules query from the TO. Okay, go ahead, Eli.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's one that's more common is its interaction with Grima, and Grima's rule is well. So one, the Temptation, it's an army rule. Just in case anyone doesn't know it, it's an army rule that happens after heroics, but or sorry, before heroics, but after priority. You target a model, they make an intelligence check. If they fail the intelligence check, you get to move them using all the normal rules of movement, their full move, and then they can't move any further. So it doesn't come from a model. And Grima's rule is that enemy models consider this a friendly model and can't target it with that. And so the question there is, can this rule that doesn't come from a model target Grima, who considers, that's one of them.
Basically, it's like, well, yeah, I get it. My models cannot target Grima, but my model is not targeting Grima. This is an army bonus special rule that's targeting him. So that's where the first question comes in.
Knee-jerk reaction is to say yes, you can target Grima because Grima can be affected by magic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like that's the first view. First of all, if a caster on the board can affect Grima, I'm gonna say that the Eye of Sauron can affect Grima.
I like the ruling.
I'm almost certain there's nowhere in the rules that would explicitly say otherwise. But on a knee-jerk ruling, and I would probably stand by it, that the Eye of Sauron can affect Grima.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Obviously, we can look into it more, but I like the little knee-jerk reaction. We're going to go with it. Let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, I prefer people sending me in rulings like the week before Clash, because then I get to sit with the rule books out for a good like 10 minutes and actually like weigh it and like go through it all. And instead of having to make a quick and easy, the quickest judgment possible while the timer's on in the middle of an event, while their opponent's still waiting. So I really enjoy clearing things up now. We've already had about a dozen people reach out with various questions regarding good and bad trolls, regarding how to completely trap somebody using magic and stuff like that, like preventing backaways and stuff. So just want to make sure that everyone knows they may send in any questions before, and I will answer them to the best of my abilities.
Love it.
So that takes us to part 2 of the rules question. The Temptation of Sauron, you may immediately move the chosen model up to its move value following all the usual rules for moving, including making them charge if you wish. So that's very open-ended. And some people have, it's mainly the question of, can you make people take dice tests? Can you make them dismount? Can you make them basically do a lot of the shenanigans that Compel doesn't let you do? And that's one you can sit on if you'd like to. No pressure.
I will. I will. Okay, I'm going to sit on that one, but this because it came up yesterday with other spells. Like certain spells will very clearly tell you if there's something that it cannot prevent. So like or like Compel, it's like they may not move the rest of the turn, or they may not be forced to take a dice test or jump or anything. And I feel like if it's left more open ended like that, it could be anything. But I will get back to you with a solid answer for the temptation of Sauron's limitations.
Delightful.
Very interesting and very scary because it's very scary to be like, yeah, Belrog, go jump off a cliff or lay down. It's like, yeah, very fun. All right, so we've got our list breakdowns. We've got the just a brief overview on the statistics of what's coming to the GT. I am glancing through it now. I would like to go through kind of note our first knee-jerk reactions about the lists that are submitted. First thing is we've got a large variety of lists. Like there's a lot of different lists. I don't even know how many different lists there are.
Oh, I could probably tell you in a minute.
One statistic maybe we didn't mention before: bows.
Ooh,
There's an average of 5 bows per list amongst all the lists.
wow.
And then of the lists that have bows, there's an average of about 7 to almost 8. So people that did take bows took a little bit more. And the max bows is 22 in the Riders of Theoden.
Wow.
We have 43 unique lists, or 43 unique army lists being used.
You know, out of 78 players, that is amazing because that limits how
That's
many
pretty good.
duplicates. Yeah, that's really, really good. That's a great variety of lists. The most popular list, I believe, and this is funny, it's like bittersweet for me, but the most popular list is Khazad-dûm with Durin. And I, of course, was excited with the new edition. I love Durin. I've been playing him a lot. I played him at the September event. I've been really enjoying him, but I had a feeling he was going to be super popular at this event, and so that's why I didn't take him. And I'm really glad because there are 7 Khazad-dûm lists, I believe.
Yeah, so there are 6 Khazad-dûm lists,
Oh, 6.
and then in second and third place for most players, we have Return of the King, which that one always makes sense. Like that's a very easy army to get to the table. I think it's pretty good this edition.
Mhm.
And then we also have Moria as well, just because I think there's so many different ways to play the generic Moria list now. That makes a lot of sense as well.
Yeah, I was noticing that too. All the Moria lists, I was expecting it to kind of be the same build, Durbers, Dragon, captains or shamans, but there's actually a couple of different ways people are running it, which is very interesting to me. So I like it. Like the variety.
Yeah, I want to talk about people's dragon choices when it comes up.
Well, let's talk about it now. We can open up some Moria lists.
I think everyone who took a dragon in the Moria list just went breathe fire wings.
Yeah.
I think and one of them has 2 of them.
Yep. I saw that one has 2. And I think the second one has the exact same build because it's not limited like the Legendary Legion. In a regular Moria list, you can have duplicates. So it's two dragons, both with breathe fire and fly. Yeah.
I was a little surprised by that. I kind of expected someone to take was it the Worm Tongue upgrade that gives you the free will per turn?
Yeah.
Do you always have magic as a dragon, and then it's just
No,
get extra?
It's
Or
if
only if you
I
take that.
believe, unless it's changed, I believe, and I haven't read it in a bit, but the Worm Tongue upgrade gives you access to the spells and also a free will per turn, but you can only use that free will to cast a spell. So you can't use it on like courage tests or anything, which is probably why people overlook it. It's only for casting spells. At least that's what it used to be, I think. But I'm not 100% sure on that one. I'd have to double check. I could pull out my book.
I
No, you
think
can
you're right
use it for anything. It's just like
Oh, you can use it for anything? Yeah, then I'm
yeah.
very surprised because obviously the biggest downfall is dragons running away. So yeah, that's actually a good shout out. I didn't realize that they could use it for anything.
But they also get transfix and compel on 3 ups, which is phenomenal.
That's very good spells. Yeah, and it's super clutch in this edition too. Yeah, with not a lot of magic running around, to have a monster that's fight 8 running around with transfix and compel. That would be
Compel a
powerful.
3-up on a dragon. So
Yeah.
like, oh, I want that as my target. Get it over there. Let's get it.
Yeah, essentially it becomes a Gullivar and a Witch King combined because you can't do that anymore. But you could basically mimic what Gullivar did in the last edition. Very interesting. The other upgrade that I liked, it was new to the Dragons. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the one where you get a 50-50 free might. And also you always pass intelligence checks. I can't remember when that one is called.
Superior intellect.
Superior intellect. So like you auto pass intelligence checks. Very, very good with how good Hurl is right now. I don't know what the intelligence on the dragon is normally, but I like that already.
I think they're
Intelligence
5 up.
5 up.
So still pretty good, but you're getting it all.
But like automatic. And also the 50-50 free might. I don't know. I can see why people don't take it, but that upgrade looked pretty good to me as well. So
I think Breathe Fire is just so oppressive. It's
Yeah.
very scary.
unless
But
you have a Belrog.
the list that took 2 of them is just two dragons with Breathe Fire and Fly, and then 2 identical or almost identical warbands of 2 goblins with a spear, a shield, and a prowler. And the other one has an extra shield goblin, so it's only 11 models.
Oof.
I
And it
don't
can
know
break.
if that's the move.
Yeah, I don't know if it is either because it can break. Because it doesn't have the Depths Legendary Legion bonus. Interesting. We'll see. I'm all for unique lists. I love it. Have an idea, you make it work, double down.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Other
there
thing,
was
I'm seeing
one
some
more.
catapult trolls. Sorry,
Oh yeah, 2 catapult trolls. 2 catapult
trolls are coming out. There's 2 catapult trolls. And now I've got to reread what they do. I know it's on a massive base, like the biggest base anybody's ever seen.
This is a base that is traditionally reserved for like the biggest models in Age of Sigmar. Not even in Lord of the Rings. It has never been used in Lord of the Rings before. It is a dinner plate. It is like close to like this big. It is insane.
It's crazy. Because it's on like 140 mil or something. What is it?
160.
160 mil. Oh my gosh. That's a huge base. Yeah.
So like before we have to worry about lanes for Mumax when we're setting up the terrain. Now I've got to worry about lanes for the catapult troll.
I really like what one of these players has done with their army of Gundabad, because they've gone all in on the mercenary captains, and so they still have a model count of 38 with a Gundabad troll and the catapult troll, and then just a bunch of goblins. Can the leader also be in ambush? Like, could they have all their mercenary captains in ambush and then just the catapult troll in deployment?
I need to read it again, but I think as long as your mercenary captain only has mercenary goblins in his warband, then he can do the ambush. But I think the leader captain has that other troll in it. So he has to deploy next to the catapult troll, but all the other mercenary captains can do the ambush, I think.
I really like that, because you can you force other people to come to you with your long range catapult, and then you can just ambush around objectives or where you need them.
Yeah, redeploy all over the map. Yeah, that one also looked a lot of fun to me. I like that one. Very unique list. I'm sure everybody's asking at 650 how many Army of the White Hands. Only losers would take Army of the White Hands. And I think we only have 2 actually. Very healthy
only
this
2.
year. Yeah, nice. So only 2 disgusting, horrible people that would take Army of the White Hand. I'm talking about you, Richard. So no, it's a very
just the less true catching strays from this podcast.
What is what I do? I come out swinging. No, I just know because he's so good with it, and it's a very strong list. But in Richard's hands, it's also like almost an auto lose. I hate saying that word, but it pretty much is.
It's an uphill battle. Of the other Army of the White Hand was a real Chad who decided to take No Crabane.
That is a Chad. Okay, you are not a despicable person then, sir. The other list that caught my eye, which I'm assuming is going to do very, very well at the event, a little bit of a sleeper, is I think it's called Usurpers of Adoras, right? I think Ben's running that one.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with that more. Ben has been piloting this list for most of the year, doing really well. And I think the list itself is awesome. He's got a very good model count. I'm very excited to see how Ben does this year.
Well, it's just sneaky good. It suffered from like I think I heard somebody else over in the UK say this because they're starting to realize how good it is too. It suffered from that when it first came out, it didn't have that shock factor, that everybody's like meh, and they kind of glanced over and moved on to the other new things. But when you come back to it and you kind of look at everything it does, it's got a lot of cool tricks to it, and it's just hordes, and it's very powerful. I could see that one doing very good too.
I feel like I
Mhm.
see in the UK the usurpers list that are doing well spam just Hill Tribesmen and Crebain once again,
Mm,
but it's Ben's list, right? That's taking usurpers
yeah, yep.
because I
Usurpers.
don't think he has any Crebain in his list either.
Nope, no
So
Corbane. He's all in on the Freka with the Fight For guys. Wolf running around doing his thing, and he's just got a lot of Dom 2 guys,
But
a lot of
and
pose.
he's
Just
and he's got the full Trader Warband too. So
yes,
he uses that to like as his like elite warband because all 11 of them have the throwing spears, and that's where his banner is,
he's
and
got the
he
that's a
did
very
banner.
something,
dangerous warband.
yeah. He did something a little odd too with just General Targ on horse with no warband, which I think is interesting. That like General Targ's worth bringing it for instead of like an extra chieftain and just a bunch of dudes. I wonder if it's based on the points.
It might be the points. I could also see him. He knows hordes very very well. He ran hunter orcs very very strong. It probably has to do with he can't really bring all these numbers to bear at a certain point, and he'd rather have a master of battle extra might in the middle, to like really shut down heroes. If you got a I mean, I played this game. If I have a master battle opposing me, it does make me hesitate to even call something because I'm like, well, he's just going to get it for free. It's a 3+. And playing Rutabi, it was super reliable. So maybe it's kind of a deterrent. I'd be curious about that though. If it is that he just was fine on the numbers and he wanted more heroes or what.
It does give you a second hero on a horse. Both him
Mm,
and Wolf are mounted.
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
So
and I think
calling
I
out
think the
potential.
reason he's in his own warband is because like the only one of the only pools that's going to affect him is the Maelstrom one, and he's on a horse, so he's going to gallop away
Hmm,
Yeah.
and join the rest of the army pretty quick.
that's a good point.
And
Very
he's got
cool.
10 might in the list, so if Targ is going to get flopped in a terrible spot in Maelstrom, he probably doesn't mind spending the might to save him.
And Master of Battle. So if someone really wants to show up and kill him, they might you might get to use that back against someone or
Mm-hmm.
get a free strike or combat
Hmm.
escape.
All right, this wouldn't be the Durin show if I didn't break down these Durin's lists for everybody. I
I
saw
was
some.
waiting to ask you.
I gotta pull them up really quick. Um, Actually, it might be easier on
You
my
want me?
phone. Yeah, can you share them? I'm gonna do a
Uh,
live reaction on my Durin lists because I think one, I don't blame him, but there's one guy who ran Khazad-dûm without Durin. It's like, I get it, I get it.
Well,
You're getting the extra bodies, but at the same time, come on, it's Durin.
there
so
is
the
someone
first
that
one
ran a
is
reclamation of Moria.
Yes, that one, I believe.
is
That one
Dove.
looked. Oh yes, of course it is. Of course it is. Yes, that makes a lot of
We
sense,
love
and he's good with it.
Dove and his dwarves.
Yes, and his Moria reclamation Moria dwarves. All right, what do we got?
So if you're in the folder, the GT list folder, so the first one's Alex Kenny,
Okay,
Alexander. Next one is Glenn.
okay.
Uh, Next one is
We should go through one
uh,
at a time.
Yeah, we'll
oh
go
yeah,
through
there.
one at a time. I'm pulling it up now. Here it is. All right,
So are we
Alex
going to rate
Kenny.
these out of 1 to 7 Durans?
Yes, one automatically being since there's only six. One automatically being my ideal Durin because I say so. Okay, so Alex Kenny actually so far on first glance, this is pretty close to how I'd run it. He's got two warbands. It's Durin and a Dwarf King with 10 Hearthguard. And then he's got 4 Iron Guard, 7 shields, and 1 banner. The only difference is he's went in on the Dwarf Rangers, which I completely understand, but he's got 11 Dwarf Rangers to go with that, with bows. So I get that because they're elf bow shooting. It's not my play style and how I run Durin. To have some sit back and some move forward. I mean, everybody knows me, but I can see why people like that, and it's very powerful. But so far, he didn't fall into the trap. What I'm looking for is Durin, and at 650, I would say 12 Hearthguard is max. You don't want to go above that. Is my cap is like where I see it work good. 10 is probably perfect, and like he's got the numbers. He's 35 models, so I think he's nailed it. He's maxed both warbands. That's a very strong list. I like that one a lot.
Yeah,
Who's
You
the
have to
models
forgive him
is
the bows.
five.
He is
Yeah.
best friends with Ian.
ah? That's why. So bows are my only complaint about that. Dwarves don't shoot; they run. Very dangerous at short distances. Who is the next Durin list?
We've got Glenn.
Glenn. Doo-doo-doo. Well, and feel free if you guys want to jump in and say something. I don't know all about this. I just like to pretend I do.
35
I
models
think-
is five higher than the average and 3 higher on the bow count too. So I think they're going to do some good shooting.
It's good shooting. It's good models. The only thing that worries about me is like I know Khazad-dûm really has to lean into their defense. So 11 D5 models on the Rangers is the weak point of the army, which maybe you can leverage. Like I said, it's good. It's very good. Like I'm picking fine minute details, but that would be my concern. If I was playing against that, that would be like, okay, you gotta target the D5 guys, get some easy kills, and then break the dwarf army, and then they don't have the bodies to stand on objectives or anything like that. My initial reaction, at least. But it is very strong. I could see that one doing very well. Second one is also 2 warbands, and it's Durin and a King's Champ. I love the King's Champ. I think it's very, very good. It's not as good as it was last edition in my mind, because Strike being the way that it is now. It's still very, very solid. And also, like, they buffed Dwarf Warriors. So a Dwarf Warrior with a banner, and plus you're going to have more Dwarf Warriors, and the ability to pass that banner if you get into trouble but you can't pass the King's Champs banners because they're heroes. So if you kill them, they die. So it's just different for me, but I still think it's very strong. I would have probably gone Dwarf King.
They have a Dwarf Warrior with a banner and the King's Champion group. So they have 3 banners.
3 banners in the list.
Good catch. I did not see that. That is a very interesting choice. So they're going, which is super strange to me because the whole army bonus about Khazad-dûm now is that they kind of get a built-in banner because they're all one attack guys and they're usually going to be outnumbered in a fight. And so you're going to get that reroll anyways. So interesting that he's gone really down on the triple banners. Interesting.
Mhm.
But he has 10 Hearthguard. That's a good one.
Because
no
if you get rid of that warrior, you could take 2 more models, right, and max out the King's Champion group.
King's Champ can only have 10, so he's already maxed out.
Oh, he can only have 10.
Yeah,
Oh.
so maybe that's why he's already maxed out. Yeah, he's at 18 in Durin's Warband and 10 in the King's Champ. So in that case, I think, again, I could be completely wrong. This could probably do really well. I would probably have dropped to get a king or 2 captains and then get some bodies in that way. But he doesn't have a march. I think you can absolutely play Khazad-dûm without a march. It's nice to have that flexibility, that option, but you don't have to have it. You just got to play around it. So I'm not hating the fact that he doesn't have a march. Also looks pretty solid. I like that one. Any other thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I think you're right. He probably just was filling up the warbands and like he kind of reached the max. But like, banner coverage is going to be guaranteed across the entire line.
Yep.
Even more than it wasn't. And the King's Champion does still go to work.
Yes, it does.
I'm guessing in this mode, you probably keep the King's Champion's banners just with him, so you get the high defense and just throw him around kind of as a block.
Oh, D9 5 Fate, and then the other banner run off the other way. Oh, interesting. That would be cool. Yeah, I could see that one. All right, next one. I'm going to try to hurry this up because I don't want to take too long. This one is the one without Durin. So it's a Dwarf King, and a Captain, and a King's Champ. 38 models with 9 Dwarf Ranger bows. 13 Khazad Guard, and 4 Iron Guard, it looks like. Yeah, solid. The only thing it doesn't have is the ability to deal with other heroes, but you're just going to tank on your defense anyways with your Khazad Guard. So you can play around that. And you have a King's Champ, so I guess he could deal with some things. It's just an LSR or something like that would be tough if you ran up against that. But very, very strong. So that one's, I give that one a good rating, except that it doesn't have Durin.
Yeah, the model count there is really solid, even with that many Rangers. Like that's
Yeah,
still 29 very heavily armored guys to chew through.
it is. Lot of dwarves running around. And like I like the might because you're 6 might on the dwarves there. It's very good with 2 marches. Very good. Next, Cause of Doom. Now, this was closer to what I considered doing. Um, it's tough at 650, I was finding, which is probably one of the reasons why I didn't do it. But this one is 3 warbands. So it's Durin, a king, and a captain. Now, he only has 3 Hearthguard, though. That's why he is kind of like down on the. He's 31 models, but he's got the 3 heroes, but not very many Hearthguard. I think the list I was considering was not a king, but going double captain, so Durin and 2 captains, because that gives you an extra 20 points to upgrade and get a bunch more Hearthguard. Because he's got 5 regular Khazad, so you could upgrade those to Hearthguard, get up to 8 or 9 Hearthguard by doing that, just switching from a king to a captain. And I like that a little bit better for me, but it's still very solid. And he's got 10 Dwarf Ranger bows. Everybody's taking Dwarf bows.
The first time I played against Khazad in this edition, I'm like, are you kidding me? They're just elf bows on
Mm-hmm.
dwarves.
Yeah.
And I was shocked that the range was the exact same. Their shoot on 3 up, strength 3 bows. I'm like, there's no downside to taking dwarf rangers, except now they've got slightly less armored dwarves.
Yep. Yep. And the slightly less armor is D5 too. It's like, it's
Yeah,
pretty good for most armies.
Sadly, I've never played anyone who takes dwarven longbows because I'm always playing this guy.
I don't take bows. Actually, Ian's still mad at me because I did take 2 bows and didn't fire them. Let's see what else we got. I think we got one more. Is that correct?
So we got one more in the folder. One more is there's somebody currently out of country who's communicated exactly what they're bringing, but they have
Okay.
not sent me a nice, presentable way to present it yet.
Okay. And what do they bring?
But we got one in the folder then, and
Okay.
it's Jonathan Dick.
Oh, yes. I missed that one. That's why it's not a tabletop odd admiral. That's why.
But
So it's
that one is yeah.
so it's got 3 warbands. Ooh, it's Marden. So Durin, Marden, and a dwarf captain. Like
They have
that. 8
During,
Hearthguard.
actually.
Say what? It's during.
They have
Yeah.
During.
During with 8 Hearthguard, a vault team, just a dwarf banner, and it looks like dwarf ranger bows. Oh, he's got some regular dwarf bows, which is interesting. And it looks like just a mix of basically what he has painted, I'm guessing. And it's very strong. 4 dwarf throwing weapons, um, dwarf ranger with bows. Yeah, it's a nice little variety. He's got a little bit of everything. He's got rangers with throwing weapons. He's got rangers with bows. He's got vault teams. He's got Hearthguard. He's got dwarf warriors. Yeah, nice little mix. How many models would that be?
God, I had to add it up myself.
No, I didn't put their names. I think
31.
32.
31 or 32, something like that. Yeah, I did a quick math.
With
Very
3
cool.
heroes, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, with 3 heroes, that much might. And I am a huge fan of Marden in this edition. The free combats is super clutch because he's just a captain, 2 attacks. He's not going to like chew through guys, but it's still kind of nice to have that guy that's calling a combat every turn and killing 2 guys because you're one off into another one, maybe 2. So he's killing 1 to 2 guys a turn, which is very nice. But I also had it in the late game. It comes in so clutch when you're fighting around an objective, and you win that priority with the Durin ring reroll. Durin tags the big thing. Everybody else peels off, tags one thing. Marden and the rest of the guys all surround, trap, combat, and spread off to whatever you want to threaten the last turn. And so it is very powerful. I like Marden a lot. All right, cool. So
That's a
there's
lot
all
of different builds.
yeah, a lot of different rails. I like the Cause of Doom. Return of the Kings. There's just so many variety, and I'm very excited for this GT. It's gonna be super fun. One Dale, with 2 Wind Lances. Very interesting.
We're gonna have one
Uh,
Golden King.
Ooh, I've never played against the Golden King. I've been hearing everything about this, so I'm interested to see how that does in Grand Army.
It's so silly, but you know what I like about the Golden King now? He's
What?
on a 50 millimeter base, a
Yes.
single circular 50 millimeter base.
Yes.
It's not some
Yeah.
weird double single
The
Yeah,
barrel thing.
hourglass.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite things about this edition. It sucks because people have to rebase a lot of things, but I'm loving that they're going to practical base sizes, like on Cave Trolls, and also that everything's going to a round base wherever it can, which is actually pretty nice because it just had so many weird shenanigans, like with the dragon doing a free move with a pivot. It just came into weird things. It's reduces the ambiguity on it. Love it.
I do
Yeah,
think it's been a
Bold is
little
now
while
at a
with how
reasonable
big,
space.
like how big some of the bases are, though. Have been.
Yeah, because the dragon's on like 100 mil. It takes up like a lot of the board, right?
130.
130, even bigger. Yeah, I remember it was a big base. Very fun.
So is there
Well,
any other lists that are standing out to you guys that we want to take a look? Anything that looks interesting or anything that scares you as players heading into this GT?
there is. So one of the big counters for the Belrog, and I saw it, was the Glorfindel Aarnor list. That one that one you have to work around a little bit. That's a good monster counter for my Belrog. And obviously, Army of the White Hand, just anything with Saruman is a pain for the Belrog because you're fishing for sixes, and at a -1, you just gotta roll dice and see if you get lucky. So that one can be frustrating too.
I'm not looking forward to dragons, really. They're just big and scary and explosions of flame, and I didn't really bring any shooting, so fight me like a man, dragon.
Yes. You just intimidate people and you just taunt people. That's all I do. It's just being like, really, you're going to be that guy, and they look around and everybody else is doing it, and they're like, "What do you mean?" So I actually am not scared of dragons, ironically. Well, except their raw killing power that they have in combat. That would be scary still, but not scared of breathe fire, I should say, which is interesting.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are immune to fire.
Yeah, very fun. I like that. I don't have anything else really. I'm just super excited. Excited to see everybody also, because that's the other thing I love about Clash is the social activities, hanging out, catching up with people that I haven't seen in a long time. Yeah, grabbing a couple of drinks. It's been fun.
The bar fight Saturday night,
Yeah.
That will
Yeah,
never
yeah.
be repeated. That was a one-time terrible incident.
That being said,
I remember.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
remember coming into Clash the next morning after the social night last year, and I'm like, I need to address this because that was such a clusterfuck.
It's all good. It was not your fault. It was still memorable. Like we're still talking about it, but you've got another place, one of the places we've been to before, a very nice place. Is there anything else you wanted to plug last minute before the event? We're recording this on Monday before the event, and this event's Friday.
No, nothing else I want to plug. I guess if you for event attendees, please remember we have an awesome painting contest every year. We bring in 3 judges from all over the Lower Mainland. They come in. Game store owner, a very talented painter, a very talented YouTuber are all our judges for this year, and it's just really great to kind of see what people can do when they put their mind to it. And then you get to show off all your awesomest and coolest models. And then if you're not coming to the event, just for whatever reason not, you can't make the whole weekend, just come and just drop by. I need people to hang out with between rulings. I'm just standing around and milling about the tables, and it's nice to have people to chat up as the games progress.
Are you the ringer, or do we have a dedicated ringer for this tournament?
We do have dedicated ringers, yeah. So we have someone locked in for both Saturday and Sunday.
Perfect.
I guess what would you have brought, Max, if you were coming to this tournament?
Ooh, great idea.
Great question. I think it would probably have been Karn Doom, just because I really, really like the Hill Trolls in Alderac, and I think at 650 I get 2 Trolls in Alderac. which is
Ooh.
and like still 40 orcs and men. So I've been really happy with that this edition, especially because hill trolls are a little smarter than regular trolls. They usually get their hurl off. I might have done Imrahil Iralath Hurin, but I'm not sure.
Poor
All right.
Imrahil. I'm such a proponent of like monster or models that everybody's trashing on. I'm like, no, it's not that bad. I can make it work. And every time I look at Imrahil, I'm like, poor Imrahil. Um, there's some sneaky things. He's still very good, and I think the pure fiefdoms list is very powerful with all the +1 to wounding it does if you can take the pikeman. But yeah, the fact that he doesn't banner himself anymore kind of sucks. It just hurts.
Yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous new model. Like one of my favorite ones Games Workshop has ever produced. And unfortunately, he's arriving flat-footed to the edition.
Someone is bringing Prince Imrahil in the fiefdoms, so I wish
Nice.
them
Yeah,
well.
that
Good luck,
Will do.
Chris.
Good luck.
I believe in you, Chris. Wave
I
that
don't
flag for us all.
I don't think it's a terrible model. It sucks that it's for that expensive that it doesn't have a little bit more. I wanted a little bit more out of it. So I think it can still win games and it's still good. It's just disappointing, we should say.
He was pretty undercosted last edition, but it's kind of bounced the opposite. The
Yep.
horse price increases hit him hard.
And his banner got reduced. Yeah. So and it doesn't affect him anymore. That used to be a thing. It's 12-inch banner for himself too. And now it doesn't affect him and it's only 6 inches. So it's a lot of little things that add up. It's like, it sucks. Well,
So
I think is there anything anybody wants to talk about else?
do we want to do a quick touch on the doubles, or are we just good with talking about the GT?
Yeah, we can talk about doubles.
Because yeah, doubles we have 22 teams and a pretty good selection of armies. The most popular list for the doubles is the Defenders of Pelennor. There's 3 different ones, all running completely different versions of that cauldron of a list. Yeah, and the doubles is very interesting this year because there's no alliance matrix. So doubles this edition, people have to do halves of the same army, and we did allow a bit of a variance where you could lend your partner up to 15 points of your own total to make sure that points are fully maximized. But no, they look really, really solid and a really good mix list.
Very, very
There
fun.
were a lot
And
of people that were right on the dot too that didn't cheat.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that. That was really interesting.
You only gave a 15-point allowance? Simon and Dario.
Uh-oh.
Are you sure? Because I was almost certain I checked that one specifically.
12 points. They're good.
Oh.
Oh. Got him. It makes sense too that it's Pelennor, that people are like going towards those alliances in a Legendary Legion where you could still do like alliance inside of it, so you can still do different factions. So it kind of makes sense for doubles.
Absolutely, because like I know like somebody's doing Battle of Five armies. One person is bringing the dwarves, one person is bringing the elves.
Nice.
Like if you were doing alliances last edition, that's probably your easiest way to get them back.
I'm really bummed out that no one's playing the Spider Brood in the GT and it's just being seen in the doubles, because that one looks really fun.
I could see that one doing very well.
I was hoping they would come out with a hero model for the spiders that wasn't just the Spider Queen, so we could kind of have a Wolf Pack of Angmar style spider list. But
maybe in the future.
Maybe in
Spider
the future.
Captain.
Spawn of Shelob, something like that.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah, is there a new game or something coming out with Shelob in it? She like transforms into a person or something.
That was Shadow.
I digress.
Yeah, I think that was one of the Shadow games, and yeah, that's why I didn't play it. To be honest, I was like, terrible, bad idea. Yeah, I wasn't a fan, but very interesting. Well, you get me on a side tangent on that one for a while. Yeah, we'll do a quick run through on Masters, the list. We just now got all the Masters lists. It's kind of changed. This is our 3rd year of doing it. It's changed a little bit, and we'll probably change the format a little bit again next year because it does get a lot. But basically, the idea is we wanted to do a Masters, all the best players. And we have such a big league in the Northwest, we wanted to include that. So basically, the idea is the Masters will always take the top 8 players from last year's rankings. So if you did well in the league last year, you will be automatically in to the Masters. If you didn't do well, or if you were new to it, there's still an option of how to get in. We have 4 invitational events, one from each kind of like area of our league. So BC does an event, they get a Masters ticket. Um, Washington does an event, you get a Masters ticket. Oregon does an event, you get a Masters ticket. And the last one we decided, because we needed to balance it out to 12, is whoever won Clash the previous year gets an automatic invitation to the Masters as well. So there's 12 players playing. The format we're doing is one plays 12, two plays 11, and so on and so forth for round one. Round two will be Swiss pairings. After round two, we eliminate all but the top 4 players. And then those one will play 4, two will play 3 in round 3. And then that's a lose and you're out. And then in the final round, the 4th round, it's whoever's left standing, one versus 2 or however it is. So basically, you were playing 4 rounds until there's one person surviving, one person standing, one ring, and we do the ring or whatever. So it gets a little bit of prestige because it's obviously the best players in the Northwest, plus people who won an invitational by playing at one of the events coming outside. And it's a lot of good players. And every year I play, it's like this will be our 3rd year, but it's like, yeah, round one, yeah, this is a tough. This is what do I expect at like final round of a GT, and it's round one, so it's grueling, it's brutal, but it's fun. And
Awesome.
Eli will be playing it this year.
I'm super excited. Yeah, I very nearly qualified last year for a couple events. I was very sad.
Running through the list really quick, we actually don't have all of them, but we have most of them. Is there any that really stand out to you besides Richards?
Richards is fun.
So Richards is just the Balrog, the Watcher, and a Moria Goblin captain for anybody that didn't know this. Oh, and sorry, and a Goblin. There are 4 models. One of them is the Balrog. One of them is the Watcher. Good luck, you guys.
Yeah.
2 Uglars?
Defenders of Helm's Deep.
Defenders of Helm Deep.
There's a Defenders of Helm's Deep. Rob's running Defenders of Helm's Deep. I wish we had done the breakdown on this. That would be fun. So yeah, Rob's bringing Defenders
It
of
came
Helm's
in too
Deep.
early this morning.
I know. Sorry about that. And then, so yeah, Richard has depths. I believe Mason also has depths, but with no Balrog, all Goblin captains. Charles has depths.
55.
Yeah,
55
55 goblins. Just all Goblin captains and goblins. And I think a lot
two
of
cave trolls.
he
55
does have 2
models
cave
and
trolls.
2 cave trolls.
That's pretty good. And with a lot of Goblin bows too. I think it's like 19 Goblin bows or something like that. I can't remember. So a lot of bows. So that's a very strong list. Charles is running depths with a Balrog. So, but traditional depths, I think he's got 2 captains and a bunch of goblins. And then
there's a Reclamation of Osgiliath.
Yes, Phil's running Reclamation of Osgiliath.
You're
That's
going
also
down, Phil.
so. That's also the funny thing is Phil and Eli are playing round one based on how it matched up. So Uglik Scouts versus Reclamation of Osgiliath. Boromir, Faramir, typical Reclamation. He did not take the Bolt Throwers, which I think Eli is very thankful of. But at the same time, it just means he gets more Gondor guys. So we'll see how that goes.
Fell right into my trap. Phil right into my trap.
Yes. And then
Mitchell, who do you have?
Ian has which one? Oh, he had Battle 5 armies with Thorin and Legolas. Very interesting list. Yeah, I'm running Disgusting Shire. 56 models in my list. Yeah.
Who's your round 1 pairing?
Oh, my round 1 pairing? Sorry, it's Julian, which that little guy has not submitted his list. He's been hiding it.
Coward.
He's probably bringing something explode, like just something that just murders hobbits, probably chariots or something like that.
And
He'll
just doing
kill a lot of
number
hobbits.
crunch.
That's a guarantee.
We have, besides Richards, we have Richards list at 4 models, and then another list at 28 with Reclamation, but everything else is 30 models or more, which is what the average was for the GT. So a lot of bodies at the Masters.
Yes. So we're going more above the average, even at lower points than the GT. A lot of people are hoarding out, which is interesting because you got, yeah, goblins and hobbits, and Ugg looks fun. I'm excited. It's only a couple days away. I'm super excited.
Oh, you don't need to remind me.
It's gonna be fun. Well, unless anybody else has anything else they want to talk about, I just kind of wanted to throw this together. It was fun to like preview it, kind of give everybody something to listen to as they're driving up to BC. And if you can still make it this weekend, there's still a couple tickets available. If you can't,
They can't.
plan for next year.
Yes, plan for next year, and then if you can just drop by, we'd love to have you just observe, spectate, whatever.
Good luck
Very-
to everyone, unless you're Phil. Then
Yeah. If whoever plays me, I'm going to apologize in advance because I like to throw shade and I will just nonstop trash talk even when I'm losing. It's going to be fun. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Appreciate the emergency podcast, and I'll see you guys this weekend.
See you this weekend.
thanks. See ya.